Hi, welcome to Back to School Night 2020 to 2021. My name is Elizabeth Guzman, and we're going to be talking about daily schedules and rules and materials today. Okay, daily schedule for every day is as follows. We have Spanish reading from 9 to 10. We have a break between 10 to 10:15. English reading is between 10:15 to 11. Then we have a lunch break between 11 and 1. And then we have math between 1 and 1:30. Writing is between 1:30 and 2. Then we have a small reading group between 2 and 2:30. And then another small reading group between 2:30 and 3. So each reading group is half an hour. Now, you've probably noticed that I've only had a group between 2 to 2:30, and that's because I'm using the other half hour right now to assess students. So as soon as I've assessed everyone, then we'll have those two reading groups in the afternoon from 2 to 3, each of them being half an hour. These are the classroom rules. Number 1, we have to be respectful of others. 2, we have to pay attention. 3, we take turns. 4, we have our learning materials ready. 5, we follow teacher directions. 6, we have our videos on. And 7, we mute our microphone when not speaking. And that's just to curtail any kind of noise interference in the backgrounds. These are the materials in Spanish. We have a big book called Antología de Literatura. And in the front, you see the words maravillas, which means wonders. And then that's the big book. And then the second book we have is also says maravillas, but it says in small print, Taller de Lectura y Escritura. So it says something different, even though they both say maravillas. It's a smaller book, and but they both have readings. They both have stories, and they both have nonfiction text. So they both have reading. Number 3, practice workbook titled Tu Turno. So that's the workbook where students can write. And so that's the Spanish workbook. And we will be doing vocabulary in there as well as grammar and phonics. And then number 4, we have our math book in Spanish. And that you do not have in your hands yet because it's on order. We haven't received it yet at school, but we will be. And then number 5, composition book. We have a small yellow book where I have students write when I ask them to respond to any lesson questions. And then at the end of the month, I will be collecting them just to see how they're doing. We have English materials, and we have 3. The first one is the Wonders Literature Anthology. That's the big book. And then the second one is the Wonders Reading Writing Workshop. That's the smaller book. And then finally, we have the Your Turn Practice book. That's the consumable workbook, the one where they can write in, and the one that we'll be using for vocabulary, phonics, and just grammar. Okay, here's some photos. So we see the hardback big book, and it has two fish, two swordfish in the front cover. That's the Spanish Maravillas book. And then the smaller book only has one fish in it. And you can see down here it says Taller de Lectura y Escritura, which means reading and writing workshop. So they have a similar look, but it's a little different. And then we have our third book, which is the workbook, and that's what we'll be doing our Spanish phonics and vocabulary. This is the math book, and that's, like I said, on order. Then we have a picture of our composition book, where we're going to be writing. These are the English material photos. So this is the big book, the Wonders. And that's the literature anthology. If you look at the corner here, you can barely see it. It's kind of blurry. It says literature anthology, and it has two fish. And remember, the smaller book has just the one fish, and you'll see a picture of it right now. So this is the one fish, and in the corner it says California Reading Writing Workshop. So that's a smaller book. And then you have your workbook, where you're going to actually be writing. And like I said, we're going to be doing vocabulary lessons in there, as well as grammar and phonics. And it has also short text with comprehension questions. Here is the Canvas learning management system that is new to the school district. And in order to access it, you must go to this address, www.lbschools.net. When you open the district page, you go to Students, and then you click on Canvas. The Canvas page looks like this. So if you see here, here's the Zoom. You just click on that, and it'll take you to the Zoom class in the mornings. Okay, this is a lot of writing, but basically what it's telling you is that there's 3 applications that you can access through the student portal, and they are and I'm going to use my cursor to show you. The McGraw-Hill is that red square, or that's red app, and that has like Spanish and English reading material. And then we have Gigi, and also known as ST Math, and so that's our math application. And then we have Core 5, which is our English reading application, and that has a lot of phonics, a lot of spelling, and some short text with comprehension questions. And that goes by level. They're all very good programs. And so I would recommend that your child spends at least 20 minutes on each of those 3 apps for a total of 1 hour of asynchronous learning. So I'm saying at least. They can be spending more time, but at least an hour, because that would be 20 minutes each. So that would total to 1 hour daily. So that would be my recommendation. And the children should be doing that asynchronous learning during the time that they're not working directly with me. Like say, right before lunch or right after lunch. Because they do have like a 2-hour break. So, they could have a 45-minute lunch, and then the rest of the time they could go on on either of those 3 apps and work on that, on their reading, their writing, and their math. This is just pictures of what it looks like to access that student portal. So you go to the Long Beach, the lbschools.net website. And then when you open it, it has students here. You go to the students, you hover over students, and when you hover over students, then a window opens up with a list of options. You want to go to the third option that says student LBUSD portal. Okay, and then when you open it, it's going to ask you for your information. It's going to ask you for your student ID and your password, which when you enter, it'll bring you to this page, and that's where all your apps are. Now, sometimes for some strange reason, the apps don't show up there. So sometimes what I do is I go up here to where the magnifying glass is, I click on it, and then a window opens. And then I can write MC, and then the McGraw-Hill tile will pop up. Or I can write ST Math, and then the GG, the math tile will pop up. Or I can type in Core 5, and the Core 5 app will come up. So just in case you don't see them, you can always go to that magnifying glass and then just type in those words to bring them forth. This is another good website. It's called Raz Kids. And like I said, I'm still assessing students, so I don't know their levels yet. So we're not really using this app yet. And this app is actually in your Canvas. But if you scroll down, you will see here the icon that says Raz Kids. You would click on that, and then it would take them to. It's really good. It has all these all this reading at their level in Spanish and in English. But we haven't started yet, so if you click on it right now, nothing's going to happen because I need to put them in the correct levels. Homework, I kind of mentioned it before. You go down here and you click on, depending on what day it is, you'll see your homework for the day. And then finally, the Scholastic News, that's an excellent resource that I just introduced to the students last Friday. And here's the website. You go to sn2.scholastic.com, and then a page like this will open up, and then you go and if you see the cursors right here in the corner, right hand side, it says login. So you click on login, and when you do, you're going to get a page that looks like this. It's going to ask you, are you a teacher or a student? So obviously you would click student, and then another window opens up. It pops up and says it's asking you for your classroom password. And I gave that classroom password last Friday in class. However, if you don't have it anymore, that's okay. Just text me, or you can write me an email, and I'll give you that password so you can gain access to it. And it's great because you have reading material in Spanish and in English. And it's high interest. Kids love it. So that's all for tonight. I wanted to thank you for attending Back to School Night. I'm looking forward to working with you and the students this year. If you have any questions, I can be contacted between 11:30 and 12:30 Monday through Friday, or after school between 3 and 5 p.m. You can also contact me anytime by email. Here's my email. It's eguzman@lbschools.net. So that's all. Thank you so much for attending, and I will see you in class. Bye now.